amigos de Magios Initiative, estamos aquí con Michael Carter, el mismísimo Bib Fortuna de la serie de películas de Star Wars. Vamos a hacerle una pequeña entrevista para todos ustedes. Hi Michael, is this your first time in a Mexican convention?
Yeah, it's first time at a Mexican convention. It's not my first time in Mexico, but yeah, first time at a Mexican convention.
What do you think of Mexico in general? The people, your experience so far in the convention?
They're very, very nice, very calm, very warm. I got the same thing as well. Years ago, I went to a place called Maya Tulum on holiday, and same thing there, really nice. And the only other time I've been to Mexico, my wife is Californian, so we used to go home to California, visit her family. And once we drove down with my son, we just drove down through San Diego and across the border into Tijuana, just for a couple of hours. So it was great. It was great to be in Mexico. But Mexican people, they do seem to be very gracious. Very gracious. Compared to us Brits, who are a bit rough and ready.
Okay. What do you think is so special for the Star Wars franchise that has so many fans around the world and for so long time?
Well, I mean, that's a question that's often asked and nobody has got a really solid answer to. But the best answer I heard was from an actor who was in one of the films, who was a former academic, and he said he thought the films were the life was prolonged and they consistently engaged the interest of the viewer because they dealt with archetypes. And archetypes are very fundamental to our nature, you know, the dark side, the light side, the good, the bad. These sort of archetypal figures, which I suppose most films deal in anyway, but it's very clear cut in Star Wars, even to the point, you know, Darth Vader being dressed in black and a rather sort of Nazi-like appearance, and then characters like Obi-Wan Kenobi and the others who are represent this sort of spiritual aspect of it all. So I suppose I thought that was a pretty good answer. It's got to do with these kind of archetypes which are fundamental to our nature as human beings.
And do you consider yourself a fan of Star Wars?
Well, I mean, I wasn't before I did. I wasn't a fan of sci-fi. I'm not really a sci-fi fan. But once you're involved in it, once you've done it, once you get caught up in this sort of thing, you know, and your kids are kind of asking you if you can sign photographs for friends of theirs at school and all that sort of stuff, you realize that you're caught up in something more than just a film. You're caught up in a kind of phenomena in a way. And so yeah, it's really quite amazing. It really is. It's great. I mean, I love it now. I really do. I don't do very many conventions because I'm getting old and I don't like leaving home and I'm lazy. But it's great. And I mean, what strikes me now as being particularly odd initially is that young kids who are my kids' age still love it. It carries on through generation after generation after generation. So there's clearly something very basic about the films that appeals to people.
Have you seen the last Star Wars film, the Episode 7 from last year?
Yeah, I saw it. It was, I mean, it was quite nostalgic for people like myself who were in the early films, because a lot of the old characters were there. And it was just like a trip back in time in a way. You did notice how much older a lot of the actors looked. And, you know, bits of the plot were quite familiar to some of the old film. So I enjoyed it in a way. It was a bit like a real extension of the old original 3.
Thanks so much for your time, Michael. Can you say hi to all our friends in Magios Initiative?
Hello there, hi. And always remember, Diwana Wanga.
Ahí está, amigos de Magios. Seguimos con esta cobertura de Expocoleccionistas.